All right, guys. Our next guest was last seen putting on a masterclass against Derek Lewis at UFC 265, where he became the UFC interim heavyweight champion after only making his debut 3 years ago in MMA. It looks like he now takes on Francis Ngannou at UFC 270 for the undisputed heavyweight belt in an absolutely massive fight. The pride of Paris, France, Ciryl Gane. Welcome to Submission Radio. How are you, man?
I'm fine, thank you. And you did it perfectly, Cyril. That's really great. That's really good.
And by the way, congratulations. I know France won the soccer yesterday, so everything is looking up right now. So first things first, man, we've got to get this from you. Is it true? Will you be fighting Francis Ngannou on January 22nd at UFC 270?
Yeah. True. That's true. And I'm really excited about this fight. I can't wait for this fight. Yeah.
There's so much to talk about regarding UFC 270, but before we do, man, we just want to go to back through your kind of backstory, because you got a fascinating story, man. Here you are, you're a physical specimen, people describing you as the future of the heavyweight division. You're fighting Francis at UFC 270. But is it true that when you were younger, you played basketball, you played football, but you chose to be a salesman at a furniture store when you were a bit younger? Is that true?
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I did a lot of job when I was young, when I was younger, and yes, the last one was this one, and I did it maybe during 10 years, something like that.
Hey, what's the strangest job that you can remember that you did when you were younger?
It was really hard because it's not to sell a furniture. It was also to do some you need to make some I don't have the good word in English, sorry. I have a lot of things to bring in the shop, outside, in the car, and something like that. So it was a little bit hard, but it was really great to be an adult.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because it's like you're this athletic guy, you're playing so many sports. Why were you doing that job at the time? Was it kind of like a choice? Did you kind of see yourself, not really becoming an athlete, and that's why you decided, look, I got to get a regular job, or how did it come about?
No, in France, it's a little bit different. It's not in our culture to, the sport is not really a job. When you're young, when you are young, the teacher, when you say, yeah, I want to be a professional soccer, the teacher said, yeah, please, this is not a job. You see? So it was a little bit different. So that's why when I was young, yes, I played very well in soccer and after in basketball too, but I never push. In both. And after I go to the school, I did what I did, and after some years, after maybe 10 years in this shop, because I did I don't know if in Australia you have this also. You can go to the school, and at the same time you can go to the job.
Yeah.
Because you need money.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this, and after a few years the shop closed. So that's why at this moment I say, okay, my man, I'm 24, 25, and I like, okay, my man, you are an athlete. I think it's the last time to do something in the sport. So what you want to? And I got a friend. I had a friend in the Muay Thai in my promo in the school, and he did the Muay Thai, and he asked me, come to try, and we will see. And I said, okay, let's go. And when I did my first training, the coach was, my man, you did it already, no? I said, no, never. So, but let's go to do something real. I said, okay, yes, let's go.
So if the furniture store never closed, we might not be sitting here right now talking to you.
Yes, it was, but it was a really great memories. Huh? It was a really great memories because the coach don't give me any chance. told me, my man, come or never come back at the gym, please. If you don't want to do something real, never come back at the gym. Like, no choice.
So
I started like that.
That's incredible. How and why do you think that fighting came to you so naturally? Like, obviously you're athletic, but there's a lot of guys that are athletic and fighting doesn't come to them naturally. You can be a great basketball player, doesn't mean you're going to be a good fighter. So why do you think fighting came so naturally to you?
I'm not sure to the question.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, why do you think fighting came like you said, when you went to Muay Thai first time, you were already very good, right? Why do you think you're such a natural at fighting?
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why exactly, but in any sport I was good. I don't know why exactly, but it's my ADN. It's my it's inside. I'm really confident in any sport. I don't know why. When I see something, it's possible for me to do this sport. It was the same for the basketball, soccer, but I did also some rugby. I did athletics. I did handball. I did many sports, and it was easy for me to switch in the Muay Thai, and after 3 years in the Muay Thai, I switched it in the MMA. It was easy for me to switch it in the MMA. It's a little bit strange, yeah.
I think one of the reasons why fans love you so much is you're so calm in all these crazy situations that most normal people would be scared in. Obviously, when you're fighting, you're so calm and relaxed. Have you always been this calm and so relaxed all through your life, or is this something that you found later on in life?
No, well, it's not new for me. I'm always like that. When I was in my shop and in the job, it was really hard because I got a manager. My man, if you don't come, you go inside. So yes, no, because for me it was easy. For me, it was easy to stay calm in any situation. I don't know why exactly, but I'm calm. It's like that.
Is it ever a situation like when we see you fight, for example, you're so relaxed, you're so calm, you're always smiling, you always have a smile on your face. But is that how you're feeling inside? Are you always feeling that calm? Or is it sometimes you're not maybe feeling so relaxed, but it's always what your face will look like? It's always how you act. Is it always the way you act? Does it always match to the way that you're feeling in that ring when you're sort of fighting?
Yeah. I remember it was just at my first fight in the Muay Thai. I was like a little bit angry, because for me it was like that. When you go in the ring or in the cage, you must to be like that. and after a few fights, I knew a little bit more myself, and I was no, it's not necessary. You can be calm, you can be quiet, you can be nice, and it's possible to do your job very well. And for me, I'm better like that. I'm feel comfortable like that. So everywhere when you see me, I'm like that with a smile on my face.
It's like when you see people who are so calm in such tough and scary situations, often it's because, they had an interesting upbringing or interesting childhood. They've been through such tough things already, and that's why they're so calm. Like, when you think back to your childhood and upbringing, did you get into a lot of fights, like on the streets?
No,
Never.
No. I did it, but just when it was necessary, like for my friend, something like that, but not too much. Not too much. I don't like that. I really don't like that. But that's really strange because I like the contact. Every time in my sport, I was this kind of guy, like really tough. But outside, I don't like that. With my friend, with my brother, I like to do some battle, but not outside. It's bad feeling for me. I don't like that.
It's interesting as well, just going back to what you said, you're so relaxed in your fights, but in the UFC or boxing or kickboxing, you have so many fighters that do the opposite of what you do and try to look as mean and try to say tough things and try to speak trash, and try to sort of force it. What do you think about, like, when you see some of the trash talkers in the sport? What's your reaction to that? And then when you go up, sorry to continue, when you go up against people who talk trash, what's your reaction to it inside when you see them talking trash?
I'm really aware. So I can understand why the guy did it, because this is a job, and because maybe some guys need to be in the mindset to do some performance. But for me, I really don't need that, and I prefer to play this card, to be to be authentic, to be just myself every time, in the face of the camera, now in the cage, outside of the cage with my family. If you see me in the street, I'm always like that. Every people can say that, for real, 100%. I'm just myself. And yes, I can understand when the people do the trash talk. And everybody know now, when you have the pay-per-view and something like that, that's very interesting to do some trash talk. So that's perfectly normal.
I mean, fighting, sports, it looks like nothing really gets to you. Like, does anything get you angry? Does anything get under your skin? Can you think of anything that would affect you at all?
Yes, it's just when some people, I don't have the good word, but come on, I don't have the word. But when you see the 2 years ago, my wife gave me a present. It was a bike, a beautiful VTT, right? And some guys, I don't have the word.
They stole it?
They stole.
Exactly. This, oh no. Oh man, I'm really evil at this moment. I don't like this feeling. I really don't like this feeling.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's something so personal. Someone taking something from you. Did you find those guys? What happened to them?
No, never.
It's a good thing,
But,
right?
it was yeah. No, man. But it was in my home, in my block. So it's maybe someone in the same block. So that's why I was really, really angry.
Yeah, 100%. I was going to say, like, at what point did you realize that you could become the heavyweight champion of the world? Because, you know, you're working in the furniture store, like you said, in France, they tell you, you know, sports is not really a career. When did you think to yourself, man, I can actually make a living out of this? And also, what's the biggest change in your life since UFC 265, since becoming the interim heavyweight champion?
Yeah, I started to believe in this after maybe 1 or 2 years in Muay Thai, when my purse was around 1,000 and a half, something like that. And I remember I said to my wife, look, baby, 100 and a half. It's possible. It's possible to pay your home, your months. You understand, the months and the food. That's really perfect. So I'm gonna in the few time around 2,000. It's gonna be possible to do just one fight or two fights per month. We're gonna be good. Like. Oh shit! So that's really cool, because you see every time the mindset change a little bit. Now it's not 2,000, it's really more. So that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that if there was more money in Muay Thai, do you think you would have stuck around and not ever even gone to the UFC? Stayed in Muay Thai?
No. Because I switched it in the MMA, because when I met Fernand Lopez in the MMA Factory, he gave me a plan. Like, in the MMA, it's really different. So that's why I changed my sport, because it was really risky, because I started to be a real guy in the Muay Thai, and I started to the bottom. And no, it was a good choice. It was a really good choice. You see, after three years and a half, we are here, so it was a good choice.
It's unbelievable, man. And now you've got this massive fight against Francis Ngannou at UFC 270. Just out of curiosity, has the contract been signed for this one?
Yeah. That's why the people can communicate on this.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Francis, obviously, you know, the big opponent, everybody knows that you guys used to train together for a short time at MMA Factory. When exactly, for those who don't know, when exactly did you guys meet? And what was your first impression of Francis?
In the first sparring?
Yeah, or just in general, like when you first met him, when you first went to the gym and someone said, "Hey, this is Francis."
Okay.
And yeah, what was it like when you guys first met?
Like it was like because in MMA Factory you have a lot of men and you have a lot of heavyweight. That's why it's really cool for that. And I remember, the first sparring we did, it was okay. This man liked to punch really hard, like, and he punched for real. Like, even he's just sparring, he liked to punch really hard, and I was really happy to about that, because for me it was really great for me to comparing me with Francis, because it was already when I started in the MMA, it was already on the top 5. So it was really great for me to compare my level or something like that.
It's interesting anytime when you get a chance to fight someone, when they've been a teammate, when you've sparred them before. I'm wondering, how much do you take those sparring sessions and what happened in those sparring sessions, and how much do you take of that into this fight that's happening at UFC 270? Or is a part of you ignoring a lot of that because it was sparring and it was a while ago?
I don't understand your question. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just wondering how much of the experiences of sparring Francis, how much of that do you take into your preparation for the fight with him at UFC 270? Your experiences of sparring him, of experiencing his power, of having all those training sessions with him. How much does that affect your game plan and your preparation for this fight that you guys are having?
That's it's not a secret. Everybody know what is strength. Everybody know what is it. You have a big knockout power. Everybody know that. So it's not a surprise. It was exactly the same at the gym during the sparring session. So yes, this has helped me a little bit to know who he is, but it's not a surprise. Like I say, after maybe I have Fernand Lopez. He was his coach too, so this is maybe helped me more than nothing. So no, not special, nothing special. This is the short session of sparring we did helped me just for my experience, not to know for this future fight. No, not really.
You said he liked to hit hard in sparring. How hard does he hit, man?
Oh man, he's an animal. It's yeah, real. This is real. This is real. You have a big knockout power.
Is it the hardest you've ever been hit in sparring?
Yes, maybe. Yes, maybe. Yeah. But because sometimes you have a big guy, really tough face on you, but you don't use his power during the session because it's not. Sometimes it's not really good to spar like that. It's not technical or it's not intelligent. It's maybe to learn is more interesting to do something more faster or something quick. But sometimes you can have a guy like Francis and he like to make a power.
Yeah, because everybody looks at this fight and they say Francis is a power, Francis is a power. In every one of Francis' fight, they say, man, he's got crazy power. Because you experience some of it, and obviously sparring's different, because you experience some of it, do you feel like you're kind of prepared for that power when you fight him?
No, every time. This is not scaring me. You see, with Derek Lewis, you have a big knockout power too. Derek Lewis is a beast too. But it was not a problem when you look the fight. I stay inside like that with his punch. It was not a problem. He's a heavyweight like me. I can punch too like that with a big transfer. But no, it's not a problem for me. This is really not don't scare me.
Did you expect that one day you'd fight him? Like when you guys were training together, did you think, I may fight this guy one day?
Yes, because when I started the MMA, and him also, you know that I'm sure. When I started my first fight in the UFC, every people was excited about that. I started my first fight, my second fight, my third fight, and every interview was just on it. Not just on it, but half was on it. Like, okay, and you have in the same division like Francis Ngannou, we train already in the gym. Yes, I know, but please talk about me. He's in the top five. I'm just started. Leave me, please. So yes, I was really prepared about that from a long time, and that's why today I'm really comfortable with that because I was really prepared.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that he was already in the UFC when you started sparring with him. When did you kind of get the confidence that when you thought about fighting Francis, when did you get the confidence, and at what point did you feel that if you guys fought that you could beat him and that he's somebody that you could win against? Was it straight away when you started training with him, or did it take some time for you to get used to when you sparred him and in your training where you felt, okay, if we ever fought, I could beat him in a fight?
No, because I'm really confident of myself, and I was when I started in the Muay Thai too. I was like that because in my every fight in my career, in front of me it was a man more experimented than me every time, and that's why I was really confident. Everything is possible, and I did it. So today I think I have my chance too. He have his quality, his strength. I have mine, and we will see. In January who can make his game plan better than his opponent.
I also got to give you credit because you bring in such a high level of striking to the UFC heavyweight division. Obviously, MMA has evolved over time, but the level of striking that you bring to the division, the technique that you have in there for such a big guy. I mean, how do you feel about the current level of striking in the UFC? And when you see yourself in there, is it funny to see how slowly the striking abilities sort of evolved in MMA compared to, obviously professional sports like Muay Thai, where you guys have such great movement and so many different techniques that you're bringing in with you to the UFC?
Oh yes, I think it's true, and I think the soccer and the basketball too. I think every sport I did in my life helped me to be who I am today. I move well. I got a good footwork. Maybe this is I bring this from the basketball. Maybe I can fly because maybe the basketball helped me for that with the flying, with something like that. You see, I'm an athlete and I did a lot of sport, and then I think all of this sport helped me to be myself today. And I think too I'm a fast learner. I'm a fast learner, and this is sure because studied with the Muay Thai that just 6 years and a half. So that's I started at 24, 25. and I'm 31 today. So you see, that's really quick. That's really quick. So I'm a fast learner, and I think this is the keys. When you are an athlete and you are a fast learner, and because you love the sport, and this is my keys. I love the sport. That's why I'm really interesting, and I give him 100% in my sport. I think this is the keys. I think this is the keys, and I hope I'm going to continue like that. I can improve. I can improve. It's not finished.
Yeah, I saw you're also you put up on Instagram you are doing like strength training for the first time
Yeah.
ever since you've been in the UFC, right? What made you want to do that now?
First time in my life.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. First time in my life. I never did this. Never.
So
Never.
for you to look the way you do and to be the athlete that you are and to never do any strength training, that's crazy. Why did you want to do it now? Why is now the time that you decided to start?
But because when you are not an athlete, a professional athlete, you don't need to do some conditioning like that. And after when I started the Muay Thai, is what really not the culture of the Muay Thai. In the Muay Thai is just running to be really
Ripped.
dry, really ripped exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started the MMA, I was always in the rush. And you see, the conditioning training for the French, you need to have maybe 3-4 months between the fight, maybe more. You see, so and I was always in the rush when I started that 3 years ago. So that's why I never did this. So it's the first time I have a time, August to January, I have 5 months. Well, I started a little bit too late because of the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I had 3 or 4 months to do this, and I can wait to see the results at the end.
I mean, it's such a big fight, man. We can't wait to see it. When you think about it, what do you think is your biggest advantage over Francis at UFC 270 when you guys fight?
Oh, I got the fight IQ. And maybe my footwork too. He's an athlete too. Huh? He have a good speed. He have a good cardio too. Maybe not exactly than me because maybe he's heavier than me or something like that. But he's a good athlete. But maybe yes, my footwork and my fight IQ. I'm really confident on my fight IQ. That's why every time I go ahead to the cage. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm really confident because I know this is gonna help me every time.
Yeah, I think that's one of your biggest strengths as well, your fight IQ. And you mentioned, by the way, we'll let you go soon, Ciryl. We won't take up your whole night. But you mentioned Fernand Lopez, obviously your coach, the former coach of Francis Ngannou. How big of a factor is it for you having him in your corner, having you prepare him for the fight, the man who took Francis through most of his UFC fights?
Yes, I think it's an advantage because he is really smart, Fernand Lopez, and he gonna help me and us to have maybe some solution to see something maybe we can do and yes, I think it's an advantage. I think it's an advantage.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you also, like with him and Francis, things got a bit personal. They had a falling out. They don't train together. They don't seem to really talk. How different is your relationship with Fernand? What's the biggest difference between your relationship with Fernand compared to when Francis was training under Fernand?
I think Francis is someone really special. I don't want to it's a special guy, and he have a big experience. He's from Africa, and he did a lot to come in Europe, and with a dream. So that's why I got a respect for him. But maybe this has made him like someone special, and he don't have the confidence with some other people maybe. And this is that's why it was a little bit complicated with Fernand Lopez, and not only for that, for a few things, but me today with Fernand Lopez, we are really transparent, we are really friendly. They are the love, they are the love. You know my family, I know his family. So that's really special. He's a coach, he's a manager for me, he's a friend, he's a big brother. So he's like my father sometimes. So that's really special, yeah.
Yeah, just quickly, because the thing with Francis, like when you see what he went through, going from Africa to crazy, man. It's just an unbelievable journey. It's insane. Like when you see the videos and the compilations of him talking about, I can't believe a human being has gone through that. That's why when there were rumors that, oh, Francis has an ego, you kind of feel like it doesn't match that a person who went through things like that would have an ego. You know what I mean? So I wanted to know from your perspective, did you ever notice anything like that? Did you ever feel like, oh, this guy has an ego or anything like that?
I think ego. Yes, maybe. Yes, maybe. Yeah. Yes, maybe. Or maybe something more than that. This is the ego was just the face. Maybe behind that there are more feeling than that.
Do you feel like any of those feelings are going to sort of come out in the lead up to this fight? Like you mentioned, you guys seem to have a pretty amicable lead up, or sorry, in training. But you mentioned it's also about selling the fight. So do you feel like some of that is going to come out in the lead up to this fight in any way?
If the people gonna talk about this fight,
as in like between you and Francis, do you think anything's going to be said between you guys? Anything brought up from training or anything like that?
No. Nothing. Because I'm not like that, and because I'm no. It's gonna be interesting, really interesting in the fight, in the cage.
Yeah,
we don't need to talk about that.
That's right. It's all going to be settled in the cage, UFC 270, which is all the way in January. But around the corner, we've got UFC 268 just in November. I'd love for you to be there for free. 2 tickets, luxury lodging, free accommodation. That's exactly what our good friends at Canadips are giving away. You can go to UFC 268 Usman vs. Covington 2 at Madison Square Gardens for free tickets, free airfare, and luxury accommodation. All you got to do, don't even need to buy anything. Just head to canadipscbd.com and join the madness. The link is on the homepage, FOTY, Fight of the Year. Click it, and you can enter the draw to win. And for those who are curious, Canadips CBD are a smokeless and tobacco and nicotine-free dip alternative with cutting-edge CBD technology from the land of magic, Humboldt County, California. No more rubbing lotions on your thighs after rolling on the mat or sneaking gummy bears into your workout regime. Canadips CBD are the fast-acting, calorie-free, and are the best smokeless product on the market. You can now pack fatties anytime, anywhere. Don't worry about what the wife says. Don't worry about dirty looks at the office. The dip has been evolved forever. Isn't that right, Dennis?
That's right, Cass. And in the magic words of the man who narrates the UFC countdowns, the countdown to getting the experience of your life starts now, because it does close and they will be picking a winner on October 25th. You guys can jump in and enter this crazy competition, man. The time of your life, canadipscbd.com. Click the Fight of the Year link on the homepage, drop your email and phone number, and Canadips will be picking one lucky winner. And also, you guys can also jump on the Canadips Instagram. That's at Canadips. Look for it with the blue check verified account and click the link in the bio. You got to be in it to win it, an experience of a lifetime. But just quickly, Cass, as well, this past weekend, people made some serious bank on the classic heavyweight clash between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I mean, imagine putting down that pick in the 11th round. There must be some rich people walking around this week around Vegas and all around the world. And if you took advantage of the Submission Radio promo, where you guys could basically double your money on your first bet, you guys would be even richer. So there is only one place for you to now go for all of your betting needs, and that is MyBookie. Make sure to sign up today at MyBookie with the code word submission and bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie, man. There are some crazy events coming up. We were talking about UFC 268, so many big events, UFC 270, obviously Gane. You don't want to miss the next big one. Make sure to sign up to MyBookie today with the code word submission at mybookie.ag.
That's right. Speaking of the big one, summer's around the corner, and if you want to enjoy your hot guy summer doing hot guy shit, got to be slanging the smoothest balls in town around your block, and nobody gets you there better than Manscaped. Up your male grooming routine. Get your black belt in ball trimming with Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0, the greatest pound for pound grooming tool on the market with 7,000 RPM of pure power. You've got the LED light so you can do it in the dark. It's waterproof so you can do it nice and easily in the shower. And with the skin safe technology, never ever cut yourself again. Never ever have your boys looking like they just won fight of the night. The Performance Package 4.0 even comes with the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, plus 2 free gifts with the box of briefs and the Shed travel bag. The toners make your balls smell nice, and people will be saying thank you after you put them in a triangle in trainings. Isn't that right, Dennis?
That's right, man. It's a smooth ball summer this year, and you got to bring the smoke show, and there's only one way to do it, and that is with Manscaped. Make sure to use the code word submission, get 20% off and free shipping today with that code word submission. But Ciryl, just switching topics for 1 second, I want to get your thoughts on the crazy boxing match that we saw between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder just a couple of days ago, because it was an all-time classic heavyweight boxing match. And I wonder, you know, as a champion yourself in the UFC, what was it like to see that boxing match and to see those guys finish the trilogy on that kind of crazy night?
Yeah, it was really crazy. It was really a big fight, more than the first one and the second one. And it was really tight. It was really tight at the beginning. But for me, when you have a fight IQ and this kind of technique of skill from Tyson Fury, for me it's really normal to have his hand up. Sometimes the power. And I hope it's going to be the same for me with Francis. But sometimes when the guy face of you are really quick, really smart, every time he has a solution. So I hope it's going to be the same for me. And I think this is help Gypsy for real.
So you see some parallels between their fight and your fight with Francis in some different ways. I guess Wilder is a guy with a lot of power. Ngannou is a guy with a lot of power. Tyson Fury is someone with a really high fight IQ like you. You kind of saw a couple of similarities when you were watching the fight.
Yeah, that's true. And I hope I'm going to manage very well like Tyson Fury. I hope.
Just quickly, obviously you have so many great fights in the UFC, but do you ever see yourself crossing over to boxing to maybe have a dream fight against somebody like a Tyson Fury down the track in your career?
A dreaming fight, not really, but to cross the line to go to do a boxing match, why not? Why not, my man? And you know what? Before I started the MMA, it was 50-50 with the boxing, with the box.
Wow.
When I switched it in the MMA, it was 50-50 because I got a friend in a boxing club, and he asked me to come because they have more money in boxing than Muay Thai, and he told me you have something good in boxing. It was 50-50 and I chose the MMA, but it's not finished. Maybe sometime I'm gonna cross the line. Maybe.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Maybe you versus the Gypsy King. Maybe you versus Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder if he sticks around.
Everybody always talking about the Anthony Joshua comparisons. Imagine that fight.
Yeah.
crazy. All right, we'll let you go, Ciryl. We'll let you get to sleep. I think it's almost midnight in France. I think you were playing FIFA. Last question.
Exactly.
Last question. What's the prediction? You and Francis, UFC 270. A massive fight, man. A massive fight for Paris. A massive fight for French MMA. Massive fight in the division. Unbelievable. What's the prediction?
The prediction: a tough fight, really tough fight, with a good moment. Each Hauser, but at the finish of the after all the round, I'm gonna win by decision.
Well, if you have the man's bike and you took it 2 years ago, please return it. He was angry about it and he deserves his bike back. So if you're listening out there, whoever took Cyryl's bike, give it back right now. The guy's the champ. I'm sure he'll forgive you if you give the bike back in mint condition. And guys, make sure to check out Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane, UFC 270 on January 22nd. Of course, follow the man on Twitter and Instagram, Ciryl_Gane, and keep an eye out for the MMA Factory Paris NFTs that are coming soon as well. There's a lot of fun stuff around. We appreciate you staying up late for us and coming on this show. What an honor. The UFC interim heavyweight champion with a massive, massive fight on his hands, UFC 270. Couldn't he be any better? Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure, guys. Thank you very much too, and thank you for all.